Welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is The Green Show. I'm here with Kian, Lenny and Ethan, and we're going to be taking you through all the latest action in the EFL. Where do we want to start?
Can I just say you're better at starting it than Henry is?
Well, it's not difficult, is it?
No, no, start better than Henry.
He's not even here.
Quicker,
No.
much quicker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's quick,
there's no need to muck about, is there? But where do we want to start in the EFL?
Should we start with Leeds again?
Should we start with Leeds? Where are they now? Can't see them at the top.
They're second.
They are.
Is it only? It's only on goal difference, isn't it? They're
2
second.
points.
Goal difference.
No, it's 2 points.
No,
from third.
Oh, yes.
Burnley are on the
Yeah.
same amount of points.
Oh, it's just
I hope they
Meslier.
bottle it.
Yeah, what is Meslier doing?
Like he's got to be the reason they don't go up.
Well,
for me.
Portsmouth first game he was poor. You had Sunderland where he made that massive
That
mistake.
was the worst
Yeah.
one.
There's been one or two more games as well.
But bro, I
where
can
he's made
remember. I
massive mistakes.
can remember him in the Premier League, and he wasn't even good then.
No.
Like,
He
how's
weren't
he
bad.
has-
He weren't
Yeah.
bad.
He-
Yeah, but
wasn't
he was
terrible.
still making mistakes.
He's dropped down a level though since being in the EFL, because I remember last season as well he was absolutely awful. Like all I saw Leeds fans saying every week is, "What is Meslier doing? Why haven't we
I
signed a new
don't get why
keeper?"
they haven't invested in a keeper.
Well, that was the thing. Yeah, this
They've
this
had
window.
it for so long.
Yeah, but what I don't understand, why are they not using Darlow? The same keeper that had a really good loan spell at Hull, I think last season or season before, he had a really good loan spell there. Why are they not
Do you
using
want
him?
to say what you said before the podcast?
Yes, Darlow is my favourite Forest player of all time, so I've got a bit of bias towards him.
Yeah, I
But-
personally love Islam Slimani at Leicester.
But no, I just don't understand why they're not starting Darlow at this point, because he can't be much worse.
Then again, on goalkeepers, Meslier was always the backup or the goalkeeper they was sort of bringing into the frame when Casillas
Yeah, Kiko
moved out. So they didn't buy a goalkeeper for the Prem that season that they got promoted, or whilst they were there.
It's just a weird one, and like I said, if Leeds don't go up, it's got to be based on Meslier.
I mean, it's obviously based. I'd say it's based on the whole team, but he's the worst part of that team.
Yeah.
Like because there's other things that could have been done better to stop it happening, but the be all and end all is he's not good enough, and he hasn't been for some time. I don't know why. In the summer they didn't get a new keeper because they were already complaining about him last season, and then in January when he'd still been rubbish, they didn't invest again.
He's the Championship Muric.
Yeah,
He is literally Championship Muric.
I'd say he's probably one of the worst goalkeepers in the Championship.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, he's definitely in the bottom five.
Easily.
because he had so much potential when he first came through. Like people were talking about him being France's like number one.
Number
I mean,
one,
he's still young though.
23, 24?
Yeah, but I think his reputation's been damaged
Yeah,
quite a lot
it's
by
been
this
tarnished
whole
too
Leeds thing.
much. I think he'll end up back in France eventually.
You reckon?
Yeah, I can't see him staying at Leeds much further.
I think it must just be a confidence thing, though, in some ways.
Oh,
Definitely.
But how can he have such little confidence when he's sitting at number 2 in the league now? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
guess, but they should be like quite a few points clear by
Yeah.
now.
yeah, I mean, they need a Premier League goalkeeper if they want to compete. At
Yeah.
least. Like, they need to get someone. Ramsdale.
Ramsdale maybe.
If they go up, I could see that happening because I don't see many clubs being in for him.
And
Like-
I feel like Ramsdale will want to move because
Yeah, he's not going to stay
Yeah,
in the
but-
Championship,
Although
is
I
he?
don't see him going Leeds. He surely can't go to
I'm
another
not-
club that's just been promoted.
Get another relegation on his CV.
But who else is he going to go to in the Premier League?
Who?
Wolves, mate. He
Ramsdale.
could go Wolves.
Maybe.
Wolves were linked to him. Newcastle were heavily linked to him.
Yeah, Newcastle will
One
need a
stage.
keeper eventually.
I mean, Dubravka could go Leeds. I mean, that's a...
Dubravka
Yeah.
could, to be fair. That's not a bad shout.
He's a
you know.
goalkeeper that could easily start
I
in
think
the
he
Premier.
ends up in Saudi.
He's
probably.
done quite well whenever he's played for Newcastle this
Yeah.
season. When he's been called upon, he's done a decent job.
I
I
quite
mean,
liked him at United when he played his 2 games.
yeah, I don't think he's a bad
Um,
keeper at all.
If we go back to this automatic battle, obviously now Burnley are tied on points with Leeds. Got a very good unbeaten run. Beat Bristol City. Was it last night? No, weekend. Beat
Yeah, must
Bristol
have been
City.
weekends.
Beat Bristol City at the weekend, who are a team on form. It's just, it's really hard to predict who's actually going to go up automatically. But like me and Henry said the other week, I think it will be Leeds who miss out.
I don't know
I don't
though,
reckon
because
Leeds do miss out.
Burnley can't score enough goals. I know they scored last week, but they don't score enough
Yeah, but
goals.
it's
I
all
know
they
they don't concede goals at all.
They don't lose games. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they don't lose, but if you're going to draw every week, Leeds are going to pick up wins. Leeds will pick up wins, and I think they've got quite an easy run in from what I remember. I think out of the...
It's this time of the season that consistency is pivotal.
Yeah.
You've also still
And
got...
it's not with Leeds at the minute.
You've got to remember as well, Burnley and Sheffield United still have a game against each other. So one of them's
Yeah,
dropping
but
points
obviously
there.
Yeah, but if Sheffield,
Well, they show him.
For Sheffield United,
Well, yeah, but one of them still. Then they'll both drop points, though. They still drop points.
the Sheffield United don't look like they're going to drop points anytime soon
No.
either.
But if
Like, they
that-
just battered Coventry, who are on the form of their life.
I'm going to say that I wanted to talk about that game because that game was really impressive. I mean, did you see Gus Hayman's free kick?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely incredible goal.
Tyrese Campbell's on form. I think it's
Yeah.
5 goals in 6 now for him.
He's finally kind of found his feet now in the
Ryan
league.
Bruce is scoring.
Yeah,
That's
Bruce
his
is
first
scoring.
home goal since like 2022, wasn't it?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Long time.
Because he scored in the Steel City derby the other week, didn't he?
Yeah.
And now he scored. Brewster's back. Sorry, Brewster's back amongst the goals. I always rated him.
I remember my dad saying, like, when he was coming through the ranks of Liverpool, he was saying, like, watch this name, Ryan Brewster.
Well, I would say, because I was
Alright.
interested. I follow this move. It's interesting at Sheffield United because they bought a lot of attacking players in that window. They bought Brereton Diaz, who I think's been starting on the wing,
Left,
hasn't he?
yeah.
And then they bought Tom Cannon. They've already had Tyrese Campbell and Ryan Brewster. It's interesting. Their new £10 million signing hasn't started for them, and he's looked awful when he has played.
Even
Tom
like
Cannon.
Callum O'Hare's not really starting at the minute as well, is he?
And I mean, he's looked good when he's come off the bench though.
Hmm.
But you're not going to start over Gus Hamer really because he's a lot better of a player
But we just know what's going to happen. Sheffield United will go up and go straight back down.
Yeah.
and be awful as
yeah,
well. Probably.
it's the same. It's the same thing. But
I think the only teams that actually stand a chance are probably Burnley and Leeds.
I would like
don't
to see
think
Burnley
Burnley
come
score
up.
enough though. I don't think Burnley
Yeah,
score
but I
enough in
think-
the Championship.
I
Not
think
at all.
Yeah, but
Burn-
I reckon they'll invest in a striker. Then.
the way Burnley play would suit a team trying to survive this defensive style
Yeah.
of football, just
Agree with
like
that.
difficult to beat kind of thing.
But we've
So-
seen Scott Parker struggle before though, like with the
Yeah,
team
but
when
he
he
was.
gets promoted.
He didn't really have a chance at Bournemouth. He had about. I know
It
he
was
lost.
dreadful.
He lost
9-0.
9-0, of course. He's only in charge for like 5 games, and then they got rid of him.
Yeah, somehow Ralph Hasenhüttl survived 2 9-0 defeats.
Yeah, exactly.
Ralph Hasenhüttl was a great
And he
manager.
and he
Yeah, but he had
He was
2
a great
9-0
manager,
defeats and
Southampton.
didn't get sacked.
Mm.
I don't know how you can lose a game 9-0.
They beat you though, didn't they?
Did
in,
they?
in the reverse
Yeah,
game.
they
2-1.
beat you.
Who
Who
beat
beat you on 0?
I would take winning 9-0 and then losing 1-0.
That Southampton side could have gone down a year before,
Yeah.
2 years before, if it weren't for Hasenhüttl.
No, but the promotion race itself, looking wider, is very interesting. Up to I think it's 12th place. There's 5 points behind the playoffs.
Like-
Sheffield Wednesday, I think it is in 12th. They're 52 points. West Brom are on 57.
I mean, like I said to you before we started the show, I personally think this is the tightest championship we have ever seen.
Yeah.
It's up there.
It's the automat. It's not just like one or two singular things. It's the It's a playoff. It's a playoff race, automatic race, relegation battle.
Yeah.
It is so tight.
I saw people saying like Watford in for the playoffs. No,
Not a
way.
chance.
Watford,
No way.
Watford never getting it in it.
Thing is though, like the Premier League, 3 games before the end of the season. I mean, more than that this season probably. You'll be able to predict where everyone's going to end up. I think even the game before the last game, you probably wouldn't even be able to say this is the teams that are going to end up there.
Yeah.
Like you won't know.
This is like this championship season is mental because like I thought West Brom would get playoffs and they've been poor lately. They lost 1-0 to Norwich at the weekend. I think it was a late goal as well.
They did. Yeah, I think it was Josh Sargent might have scored late on. Let me have a look. Yeah, 92nd minute they lost. They lost to Bristol City, Norwich though, which is obviously another team that's doing well, who don't tend to get in the playoffs. But yes, I'll just run you through them. You got obviously Burnley are currently in the playoffs. You got Sunderland, Coventry, and West Brom. Then Borough, Bristol, Watford, Norwich, Blackburn, and Sheffield Wednesday are all within 5 points.
It's ridiculous.
It's very close.
Who might?
Very,
Who do you
very
think might?
close.
Do you think there's anyone surprising who might sneak in?
I think Bristol.
You think they might?
I think Bristol will get there. Just,
I just don't reckon they'll do. I don't reckon they'll go up through them.
no, they won't
places.
go up. But I just have a feeling Bristol will get playoffs.
Well, they
now.
still have to play Leeds away. They have to play Sunderland, and they have to play Watford and West Brom.
Right, that's an easy win.
If they
That's
can
an
pick
easy
it-
win against Watford.
If they can pick up 4 points from those next 2 games, they're looking good. Because I
Yeah.
think I personally think Blackburn aren't going to get
Blackburn's
it now.
falling off.
No, I don't think Norwich will. I
No.
think they're too inconsistent. Watford are just. Whenever I've watched Watford, they're crap.
I'd like to see Norwich go back up.
I wouldn't.
What you've got to remember though as well is there's only really 2 spots
chat.
up for grabs because Sunderland and Burnley are way too far gone
Yeah.
for anyone to catch them. So it's between Coventry, West Brom are the 2 spots to lose.
Yeah, but Borough's still in there as well. It's so difficult.
They've not been so consistent, have they?
No, but you would think if you're looking at squads on paper, you would think it's Middlesbrough and West Brom who should get it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. It's so hard to predict at this point.
No, it is. But Who do you think? One team you think is going to shock you and get in there? Then who do you think?
I said Bristol. I think Bristol do it.
I reckon. I'm gonna go for Sheffield Wednesday. Really rogue.
That is right.
They're a long way off, aren't they?
Well, no, they're 5 points as well. They've got Hull, Blackburn away, Oxford at home, Stoke away,
They got good
Borough at
fixtures.
home, Portsmouth at home, and Watford away. That's quite good.
You know, that's quite a
That's quite
nice
a good
run.
run.
That is a really nice run.
Do you know what? I'm quite happy I've said that now. I'm going to back. I don't think they will, but I'm going to back as a rogue shout Sheffield Wednesday.
I think they'll be 7th or 8th. They'll
Yeah.
definitely be up
Yeah,
there.
I think
don't-
Sheffield Wednesday are my rogue.
I don't
one.
reckon it's going to change.
You don't think it will change
I
at all?
don't. No.
Well,
Right.
so
I said a
Because
few weeks
because
ago.
5 points is 5 points is
No, but that's the
Like 2
furthest teams
games.
away. Borough are equal on points with West Brom, so are
So
Bristol, and Watford are 4 off.
I think it's probably between Cov, West Brom, Middlesbrough, and Bristol the most.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
your
for
four.
sure.
That's
yeah.
your four.
But do we want to move lower down the table now? Discuss.
could do
now?
relegation.
Big win for Stoke actually on the weekend. A 3-1 win against QPR, who obviously haven't been in bad form. They're not in good form either, but they're there.
Yeah.
Why is it whenever I say a team's going to go down, they go and win that a week after?
Did you say Stoke would go
I
down?
said Stoke would go down.
No,
I said they would.
I don't think so.
But now that win it's just getting so like I said, it's tight again. Luton won with the most comical
yeah.
goal I think I've ever seen.
They're so
If you haven't
lucky.
seen that
Luton
own goal,
are
check how
Luton
that own goal.
are
If you can put
so
it in
lucky.
Honestly, if you
Frame
haven't
by
seen
frame.
that goal, look at that goal because it is hilarious.
I think it just kind of explains Hull.
But is the Great Escape
It
is the
that
Great
their
Escape
season.
on though?
That
Prime
is just
Hull.
their season this season.
So many errors.
Is the Great Escape on for Luton?
No, not for me.
No.
I mean, let's have a
I'm
look
glad
at who
you
they've
said
got.
that.
They've got Leeds next.
Yep, finished.
Then Stoke away, which is a massive game in context. Blackburn,
No.
An informed
then Derby away, Bristol at home, and then Coventry at home. Then West Brom away. No chance
Yeah,
for me.
I
No
think they
chance
got
for me.
How many points are they off? Isn't it like
2 points, but
Tight.
those are tough games, and you've got to consider they've got to play Derby above them. They've also got to play Stoke, who are a decent way above them now,
Yeah.
but they're still
Yeah.
in the fight. But Cardiff are the next team.
I've
up
always
the
thought
road.
Cardiff might go down.
2
You
points,
said they
2
would.
points above the zone, but Derby have a game in hand, which they'll actually be playing tonight as you're watching this.
And Derby's won their last 3.
Yeah, but
Um,
they're playing Preston tonight. I think it's at Deepdale.
No,
No,
it's
it's at
Derby.
Pride Park.
Mm.
But
It's the fact they're at home, they're probably going to win that.
but if they
Yeah.
win that, they will be in 21st place outside of the relegation zone for the first time in a long time.
Why can't Derby just be the ones that go down, man? Why have they got to be in the conversations
I
to
don't
say,
want to see
oh,
Cardiff go down either. I quite
I
like
d- I
Cardiff.
don't-
I want to see
I don't
Cardiff go
know.
down. Up the
I have a
Swans.
soft spot for them. I don't really know why, but
Cause of
Cardiff aren't doing that poorly at the moment. They beat Blackburn and then they drew to Sheffield Wednesday, who are obviously in very good
Yeah.
form. They took the lead in that game as well. Will Alver's got an assist. Not mentioning that for any reason in particular, but Davies scored. If you care, obviously Will Alver's getting an assist more important. They've got QPR next, then Preston, then Stoke, then Sheffield United, then Oxford, then West Brom, then Norwich.
they've got a difficult run.
Then what about Plymouth? Because they're
Oh,
Yeah,
Plymouth
they're
are gone.
gone.
Plymouth don't matter at
Surely,
this point.
man,
Sorry
they're
if you're pie face watching this, but Plymouth are gone.
Well, you're expecting a lot there, mate.
I do. I'm glad Plymouth have gone down.
Oh,
Go-
really?
go
Why?
in. I don't know. Just
I like Plymouth.
They beat Liverpool.
The away
mate.
day last
I
season
know.
was fun.
Scored
I
first
mean-
against City.
Yeah.
my ties with Plymouth have been with my old director, and as much as I love him, I just want them to go down.
Because they'd just be funny.
Yep. Just so I can give him a message going, sorry,
So
Kev, mate."
who do you all think is going to take all the spots? Because obviously right now it's
Luton.
Plymouth, Luton, Derby. We all agree Plymouth are gone, right?
Yeah.
Plymouth
We
are
all
gone.
think that.
I think it'd be Plymouth, Luton, and Hull. I think Hull end up going
I'm
down.
going to say
Oh,
Plymouth.
Luton and Cardiff. I've said Cardiff for a
Yeah,
while,
Luton.
so
I'm
I'm
I'll
going
stick
exactly
Cardiff.
that. Yeah.
I think
Can't get
Luton.
battered.
I'm going to go for Oxford United. They were predicted.
You and your bloody rogue
they
Chelsea.
were predicted to go down at the start of the season. They're now only 4 points off safety.
I think they'll be
Two
fine.
points if Derby win today.
Hmm.
They're not in the best form. They have a lot of injury issues from what I know as well. They've got Sheffield United still to play, Leeds still to play. They've got Sheffield Wednesday. They have to play Cardiff as well, which is massive,
At home or away?
away, and they got to play Sunderland. So there's some very tough
not a nice
fixtures
run.
in there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be Hull because they're just so.
Hull in League One.
In all
Well,
fairness,
it's
they
every
have some
year.
tough fixtures. They got to play Derby. They got to play Wednesday, Watford, Coventry, and Swansea away can always be tough. But it's not looking good for them.
No.
It's definitely going to be tight. So you're both saying Cardiff will be
Cardiff,
the third
Cardiff.
team, and you're saying
Hull.
Hull, and I'm saying Oxford.
Oxford.
But Oxford, Oxford are not a rogue shout. They were predicted 24th by everyone at the start of the season.
Yeah. In the position they're in, I think it'll be very surprising if they go down. At this
It
point.
would, but they definitely could. Do we have anything else down the championship?
Not
Do we
really.
wanna-
No.
League One?
Oxford
League
need a
One.
fourth stand, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, they do. To be fair, I'll find out about the next season. League One. So Birmingham obviously won again.
shock horror.
Yeah, Wrexham and Wickham though both
Yeah.
dropped points. They both missed an opportunity there to gain some ground. But Wickham 0-0 draw to Shrewsbury, and Cambridge held Wrexham to a 2-2 draw. I think they came from behind. Oh no, they didn't come from behind. Wrexham came from
The
behind.
question is though, are Charlton in this race now?
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
They're only 6 points off it now, and the teams above them are not in good form.
And they battered Huddersfield.
Charlton are
at the
flying.
weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, are you aware they still have to play both the teams?
That's
Can you
good
imagine
though. That's
if they
good.
win both of those games,
Yeah,
if they win both
exactly.
of those games, then they're in very good shape. There are other games as well against the other 4 teams they have to play, are teams you'd very much expect them to
But
be.
they are away to both Wickham and Wrexham.
That's the hard part.
and
yeah.
it is nearer towards the end of the season when Wrexham may already be up at that stage.
If you look at Wrexham as well, that they do have some easier fixtures as well in there. They've got Burton, they've got Bristol Rovers, easier fixtures. Wickham, I'm not sure about. They've got to play Reading, to be fair, Huddersfield. They've got Leyton Orient as well, so
Yeah.
they've got some
I
tough
think
games.
Nathan Jones is the best manager in League One,
It's
and
a little below where it
I
should be.
don't think it's a doubt. I know people say Chris Davis. Is it Chris Davis? I don't know. Davis at Birmingham. People will say him, but he has a bloody super squad in League One.
Yes,
I could get promoted with that team.
Well, I'm shocked Nathan Jones went
Yeah,
So was I, yeah.
to Charlton. Okay, he was dreadful
at
at Southampton, but
He's the best manager in League One.
He must just
Yeah.
see. We must just see the vision.
I'm going to say
It's
see the
fair
vision,
play.
and he's seen it through as well.
Yeah.
He's made it.
He's a mystic.
Their form is crazy at the minute. I know they lost the other week to Peterborough.
3-0 as well.
Hmm.
They're my favourites to go up in some form though, other than Birmingham. I think they're the other team I'd
Yeah,
say
they've got-
confidently. They'll
they've-
either go up in the playoffs or they'll go up in the
Yeah.
auto spot.
They've got that momentum, haven't they? Especially if they miss out on automatics, they've got that momentum for the playoffs.
as long as they don't lose heavily to Wickham
Yeah.
or Wrexham
Yeah.
or both, then
That could be because that could derail them before
Yeah.
the playoffs if that's where they're going to end up as well. But they've got a big ground. It's a nice
Yeah.
club. They've got a good fan base. I'd quite like to see them back in the championship. I think it's kind of where they belong.
that's where they should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Stockport are still in that race. They're only 1 point behind Charlton as well. So they're still with an outside shout of.
I mean, they just beat
autos.
Stevenage, did they not?
I
3-0.
think so. Yes, they did. Yeah. But
Another team I think we need to talk about is Bolton getting a last minute
Yeah,
winner
against
in
Wigan.
a local derby away to Wigan.
When was
10
the last time? 10
10
years,
years.
wasn't it?
10
Yeah.
years since they last beat their rivals as well.
Their
I
their
imagine
limbs on
having
that were
story.
crazy.
Yeah, they
Have
were
you
so
seen
good.
it?
Yeah.
The video is crazy.
So good.
But no, I think it was Ryan Lowe against Schumacher. Obviously, the former Plymouth guys.
Oh yeah.
That is some.
I
Some
quite,
game.
I quite like Schumacher.
Ryan
like
Lowe was
them
at
both.
Preston as well, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he
that was
went to
where he last
Preston.
was.
Schumacher went to Stoke. Now they're both in League One.
Yeah. Talking about managers, Rotherham they've sacked Steve Evans.
I cannot
Shocked?
stand him. I'm not shocked at all.
I mean, yeah, they're 15th. They're
if there's,
championship
if
club
there's-
last season.
If there's anybody that likes Steve Evans in this world, I am concerned. That man is the I just can't explain it. I just can't explain
Head
it.
loss in League One.
Yeah, he's losing his head.
No, I'm not losing my head. I just think he's an absolute arsehole, if I'm honest.
Bold
What's he
statement.
done to upset you? I want to know more now. But yeah, they're 15th. It's not been the season they'd expect. They would have been surely expecting playoffs, right? At least, maybe even autos.
Yeah.
They were in the championship last season. They invested quite a lot of money,
Yeah, they
from
spent.
what I remember.
They bought loads of players. I think there was like some 20 odd players they brought in the summer.
I mean, though, I look at that squad and I don't really know many of the players.
Let me have a look.
I mean, in their last match against Northampton, their keeper was man of the match.
They've
I
got
know
Reece
they
James. They've got
won
Reece James.
2-0, but that probably tells you most of what
tells
you
you
need to
enough.
know.
Yeah.
Have they appointed someone already, or is it an interim?
I
might be
don't
wrong.
know. I don't think they have appointed anyone yet. I presume that's an interim. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not been the season they'd want. They lost 4-0 to Crawley the other week, who were struggling as well in survival. They're 22nd.
And
They're probably already down, to be honest.
that's
With
enough.
Crawley? No, I feel like Crawley is staying up.
What, with a 6-point deficit at the moment?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I mean, Scott Lindsay,
Yeah.
he's been brought back.
it's another
He's
team
on
that-
form.
It's another team that sacked their manager, sacked Rob Elliott the other week.
Yeah.
Well, they did.
Now got
And then,
Lindsay.
yeah, and then they signed the guy they sacked earlier in the season.
They did lose though on the weekend in quite spectacular fashion. So
But it was unlucky.
so-
They should have won that.
Abraham Oda scored a
This was
first
last
half
night.
hat
This was
trick.
last night.
Sorry, last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abraham Oda first half hat trick for Peterborough. Crawley managed to get 2 goals as well though, so it's 3-2 going at half time. Early in the second half, Crawley equalised. You're thinking, all right, this is all right. 97th minute, Jones scores a penalty.
It's so
Ricky J.
unfortunate.
Jones.
It's so unfortunate.
But yeah, they're struggling for survival. I mean, all the teams down there. We say this most weeks. All the
Sorry.
teams down in the bottom end of the table are struggling to get up there. But
Yeah.
Burton are now only 3 points off of Bristol Rovers. They've got a game in hand, and they've got better goal difference.
But Bristol Rovers got unlucky last night against Birmingham because Birmingham were really poor.
Yeah.
They could have got a point there, but Stansfield
Well, they're
scores
having-
another penalty.
Having looked at the fixtures though, the other teams have. I think Burton must have tough fixtures left. They've got Wrexham away next, then Huddersfield, then Exeter away, then Birmingham, then Cambridge, then Wigan, then Charlton away. So that's probably quite a tough
That
run
is
for them
quite
to,
tough.
to overcome it.
So
Especially finish it on Charlton away where they could.
Where they could be
Yeah.
really fighting for
Yeah.
something big there.
Yeah.
What, so you think Crawley are going to stay up?
I reckon Crawley stay up.
What gives you that?
I'd,
You know.
I'd reckon Scott Lindsay does it. Just got a
do
feeling.
you like Lindsay then?
Big fan of Scott
They still
Lindsay.
have to play Leyton Orient and Birmingham though.
I reckon
Could
they'll stay
happen.
up.
There are other games though that are quite favourable to be fair. I mean, they've got Stevenage who aren't doing that well. That's probably their next hardest team.
I think I'm going to probably try and go to that game as well. Crawley Stevenage.
Are you a big fan of Stevenage?
No.
Big fan of Crawley?
Yeah, I'm a little fan
It's
of Crawley.
football, man.
Yeah, it's
No,
football.
it's football, yeah. Anything else on League One? Or
No,
do you want
go
me
to
to
League-
say? I mean,
Go to League Two quickly.
Colchester,
Yes, it's-
Colchester not winning a game
it's-
in 3. That's the main story.
it's so hard though to predict League One. Just let us put on there because it's like the Championship. We don't know till the last couple of games, so we can't really
Yeah.
say anything
Yeah.
more on that because we don't really know what's happening. But League Two, the promotion race is so tight. Like
No
Like-
one wants to win.
Walsall were 9 points clear at one point. Then,
Yeah.
in fact, it might have even been 12 at one
Well,
point.
since
but
then they've lost, drawn.
It's
So they're
because
forced.
Sounds like
Poor.
Stevenage. Just
their
it's
last win was on the
draws.
22nd of February.
it's
We're in April.
because they don't have a goal scorer now. With Nathan Lowe going back to Stoke in
Yeah.
January, that's
That
hindered
was a
them
big loss.
massively.
I mean, is he still top scorer in the league? No, he's not
Probably
anymore.
not, no.
But he's still 4th top scorer despite only playing half a season there. Like that was incredible. But Jatter's having quite a good season for Notts
Notts.
County, who are also doing well. They're now into 6th. They're in 6th place. They're 7 points off winning the league. Like, it's
That's
such a
mad.
tight league.
Grimsby are doing alright though.
Yeah, Colchester are doing
shocking.
quite well. I like Colchester. They've always been quite a likeable club.
I'm not even going to buy it.
Try it.
No, even.
So what did you say? What did you want us to
They've,
talk about
they've,
with
they've
Colchester?
just not won a game in 3 after being on good form.
They've got the goat though. They've got the goat, Lyle Taylor. Come on, man. Lyle Taylor's best striker.
Gus
in
Scott
the
Morris
two.
plays for Southend, mate. That's who the GOAT is.
Huh?
Gus Scott Morris plays for Southend. He's the GOAT, mate.
Well, Lyle Taylor's got 10 league goals this season.
My.
If
Top
they
Wide-
if
Top
they
Wide
win
is
if
also
they win their
pretty
next
good,
game though, then they'll still be in the playoff race.
They're not going to get playoffs.
You don't think?
No.
No, I don't think so either. To be fair, I think, to be honest, looking at it, it's probably going to stay quite similar to where it is right now.
The only thing I'll say good about Colchester is the fact that they've turned it around. They were looking at going down last season,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and now they've massively turned it around.
but the
It's
result
luck.
I think
It's luck. It's pure luck.
the result I think is the most shocking this week is Swindon beating Wimbledon. Although, have you seen the fashion it happened in?
Last minute.
No.
So, well, no, not even just that. They were winning in the 57th minute. Then they conceded a penalty in the 90th minute to make it 1-1. They get a red card in the 94th minute, concede another penalty, and lose it in the 94th minute. So they were winning until the 90th minute, and then they lost.
Ian Holloway signed a new contract at Swindon, I think.
But that is...
They're putting the win back in Swindon.
Oh, Ethan.
But,
I don't know why
Sorry.
I laughed at that.
No, but Wimbledon, they're kind of bottling, are they not? Like, you can't really do that in a game where all the other teams around them were playing tough teams. Because I think Warsaw were playing Doncaster, both near the top.
Yeah.
Port Vale were playing Bradford, and Crewe were playing Grimsby. So everyone else in the top was playing each other. They had an easy game where they could get some points, pick up in the table a bit. If they'd won the game, they'd have been in 4th place, and they bottled it in the 90th minute.
Bradford will win the league.
You think?
Bradford will win the league.
Let's have a look who they got left.
They will win the league.
Well, they've got a big game against Crewe Alexandra next, who are in third, I believe.
I'm only saying this because I've got a mate that supports Bradford.
Then they've got
Crewe Alexandra.
Poor you.
Oh, they're eighth. Sorry,
Eighth.
they were third at one point. Sorry, I'm completely off it there. Then they got Swindon away, which you'd expect them to win, but then again, Wimbledon couldn't. Then they got Notts County pushing for playoffs. Chesterfield away. Then Doncaster away, which is another one pushing for playoffs. They're in third, aren't they? Doncaster, or fourth?
No, Doncaster's fourth.
Bloody
Yeah,
hell,
the
Matt.
stinker here, Matt.
and then they got Fleetwood, who are not doing very well.
about the team in third, no?
Fleetwood are not doing.
Have you
well,
not got the league table in front of you?
He
I
does.
thought you was looking at the league table just getting
now
it
I have
wrong.
the league table in front of me, so I know that Port Vale are third and Bradford are second. But no, they've got tough fixtures though. Because they've still got to play Doncaster, they've got to play Crewe, and they've got to play. What was the other one I said? Can't remember. Doncaster.
I just want to say, as part of the Green Show, that our main host Henry has only just turned up to the studio.
At 10:50 as well. He's just lying around in bed.
Oh, he's oh, here we go.
What have you done for that?
Here you
Why have you
go.
done this?
Thanks for covering for me, boys. For anybody who's wondering, traffic in London sucks. Don't come to London.
I
It's
think
not right.
everyone knew that already.
Yeah.
All I would
That's
say
why
is
the
good
tubes
Liverpool
exist.
City last night. I saw that when I was
Yes,
looking through
boys,
football.
we're staying
Well
up.
done.
We're staying up. Come on.
3-1
Right, you guys
win.
do your show.
Right, get off.
Please tell me that camera caught.
That will be on camera.
Please tell me that camera caught the jump.
Jesus Christ. Right,
Relegation battle.
relegation
still.
battle, yes. But Morecambe are now 4 points off. They've been in quite good form. They've won the last 2 games.
I don't think they're going to stay up though. I know Morecambe always find a way to stay up.
Well,
but I don't think they will.
look at
this
the
time.
fixtures they've got next. They've got Grimsby away. They won't win that. That's a hard one. But then they've got Carlisle, their relegation rivals, Bromley, Salford, Chesterfield and Harrogate.
I don't
How-
think
how
so.
winnable?
How many goals has Daka scored this season for Morecambe?
Daka?
Daka's.
Oh, I was going to say.
He's like
Daka's not scored.
he's like 6'6". He's a
He has
huge bloke.
1 goal in 36 games.
It's good numbers.
It's too tall. I wonder how
Too tall, can't
that
run.
that Kyle Hoodlin's doing. You know, the one over in Huddersfield. 6'9", isn't he?
6'9".
Who's he played for? Newport, isn't it?
Yeah, Newport.
Yeah.
Newport, who's that? What's
Kyle
his name?
Hoodlin.
Carl Hudlin. He's the tallest
Outfield
football-
player.
Yeah. Research
We're-
on the show.
yeah,
this
we're-
is what we
we're-
do. This is
we're
I
what we
don't
do.
know why I'm being made to
We're
do this.
very
What
prepared.
position does he even play?
Striker.
Striker.
How do you not know who Carl Hudlin is?
I have seen him before, to be
6
fair.
goals.
He scored 6 goals, fair enough, in
Yeah,
22
guarantee
games.
all of
Not
them
a
are headers.
bad return.
All of them are headers, guarantee. All of them are headers from corners.
Yeah, but no. Not much to say on the 2 relegation battles.
I mean, yeah,
so.
I think that one is much more interesting in the promotion battle in the sense that there's so many teams that could get autos, there's so many teams who could push into the playoffs final. Who do you think is going to win the league? And you think Bradford?
Bradford.
I think Warsaw will win it.
I'll say Bradford.
Yeah, Warsaw. I'll go Warsaw.
I think Warsaw will find a way to bounce back. I don't think their fixtures are too hard left, so they should win. But have we got anything else to say?
Don't think so.
Right, well, that's going to round off the Green Show this week then. Check out all our other shows on the Blue Podcast Network. The Checker Show's just started. The Black and Blue Show's also just started. Also all our other normal content. And we will see you in another 2 weeks for the next Green Show.